Welcome back to From the Pages of WCW Magazine, the January 1997 issue. As the new year begins, this issue captures World Championship Wrestling standing at the center of the wrestling world during one of the most dramatic and competitive periods the industry had ever seen. 1996 had reshaped WCW in ways few fans could have predicted. The New World Order storyline had transformed the company's television shows into chaotic battlegrounds, and the rivalry between WCW and the World Wrestling Federation had intensified the stakes across the entire business. The editorial that opens the issue reflects on the excitement of the past year while thanking readers for supporting the magazine and the promotion as WCW continued expanding its reach. One of the points proudly mentioned is the launch of the official WCW website, which represents a new frontier for wrestling fans, allowing them to follow the company through the growing world of the internet. For a promotion built on television spectacle and arena events, the idea that fans could now connect with WCW online signals that wrestling is beginning to step into a new technological era. One of the first major features inside the issue explores the mystique of masked wrestlers in professional wrestling. The article titled Quahayan tu Mascara focuses on the long tradition of masks in wrestling culture and why the idea of a hidden identity has always fascinated fans. The mask transforms a wrestler into something mysterious and sometimes even mythical. In many traditions, the mask represents honor, lineage, and secrecy, and the identity beneath it becomes a closely guarded secret that only adds to the legend of the character. The feature reflects on how the mask can create an entirely new persona, allowing a wrestler to become larger than life, while audiences speculate endlessly about who might be hiding behind it. The magazine then turns its attention to one of WCW's biggest events of the previous season, with an extensive look back at Halloween Havoc 1996. The event had already been packed with high-stakes matches, but it became unforgettable when Roddy Piper suddenly appeared to confront the leader of the New World Order, Hulk Hogan. The article describes the moment with the kind of excitement only wrestling can produce as Piper entered the scene and delivered a message that Hogan and the NWO were not untouchable. The confrontation immediately ignited speculation among fans about what would happen next. Piper had been one of the most outspoken and charismatic figures in wrestling for years, and now he had placed himself directly in the path of the most dominant faction in WCW. Another feature, titled Go For It, steps away from a specific rivalry and instead focuses on the mindset that drives professional wrestlers towards success. The article describes the determination required to survive in a business filled with constant travel, physical punishment, and intense competition. Wrestlers who reach the top are rarely the ones who take the easy road. Instead, they push through setbacks, injuries, and long nights on the road, chasing the moment when their hard work finally pays off in front of thousands of fans. Readers are then treated to the Regal Decree, a column written from the aristocratic perspective of Lord Stephen Regal. Regal delivers his commentary with the smug elegance that defines his character, offering opinions on the current state of WCW while taking playful jabs at his fellow wrestlers. His writing carries the same combination of wit, arrogance, and confidence that fans see when he steps into the ring, making the column feel like an extension of his on-screen personality. The issue continues with a feature titled By Whatever Means Necessary, which examines how competition in WCW has reached a level where wrestlers are willing to do almost anything to climb the ranks. With championships, prestige, and career opportunities on the line, the pressure to succeed can push competitors toward aggressive tactics and risky decisions. The story reflects on how ambition can blur the line between determination and desperation. One of the most compelling profiles in the magazine arrives with simply amazing a spotlight on Chris Benoit. The article describes Benoit as a wrestler whose reputation has been built on intensity, discipline, and technical excellence. Known for his relentless style, Benoit approaches every match with a seriousness that leaves a lasting impression on opponents and audiences alike. The feature emphasizes his dedication to mastering the craft of wrestling and his determination to prove himself among the top competitors in WCW. The theme of rivalry and retribution returns in a story titled Time to Pay, which explores the idea that in professional wrestling, grudges rarely disappear quietly. Wrestlers remember every betrayal, every humiliation, and every loss. Eventually, those memories lead to confrontations where scores must be settled and pride must be restored. The tension between Roddy Piper and Hulk Hogan is once again front and center in the feature titled The Piper-Hogan Beware. The article builds anticipation for the inevitable clash between Piper and the leader of the New World Order. Hogan represents the power and arrogance of the NWO, while Piper stands as the rebellious challenger, determined to break that control. Fans know that when these two personalities finally meet in the ring, the result will be one of the most anticipated battles in WCW. And if you enjoy diving back into these classic magazines and reliving the moments that shaped wrestling history, Consider taking a second to like the video and subscribe to the channel, because every issue we explore keeps this era alive for fans who remember it and for new fans discovering it for the first time. Beyond the major feature stories, the magazine includes several regular departments that allow readers to connect more closely with WCW personalities. The Brain Reaction column offers commentary on current events within the promotion, analyzing storylines, rivalries, and the direction WCW may be heading as the new year begins. In the Face the Fan section, readers are given the opportunity to ask questions directly to WCW personalities. In this issue, the questions are answered by a woman who shares her thoughts on wrestling life and her role within the business while responding to the curiosity of fans. Another interview highlights Medusa, a wrestler whose career has made her one of the most recognizable female competitors in the sport. The article explores her experiences, her perspective on wrestling, and the challenges she has faced while building her career in the industry. The magazine also includes Hotline Buzz, a news section that gathers rumors, updates, and backstage developments from across WCW. Fans reading the section gain insight into upcoming matches, potential rivalries, and the kind of behind-the-scenes chatter that fuels endless discussion among wrestling followers. Looking ahead to future Action Collision Course previews upcoming matches, including a notable showdown between Medusa and Akira Hokuto, highlighting the international talent appearing in WCW rings and the growing global influence of the promotion. The issue concludes with expert assessment and technical analysis of Chris Benoit's wrestling style. The article breaks down his technique, strategy, and physical approach inside the ring, demonstrating why he is widely regarded as one of the most skilled performers competing in WCW. Taken together, the January 1997 issue of WCW Magazine presents a company entering a new year filled with energy, rivalry, and anticipation. The New World Order continues to dominate headlines, while the arrival of Roddy Piper promises a challenge to Hogan's control. Wrestlers across the roster are fighting to define their place in the promotion, and fans are watching closely to see how the battles will unfold. See you next time. Farewell from the Empire State.